Everybody, I'm Jackie Fernandez, an emotional and energy wellness coach, and today I have 3 yoga poses for you today to help you decompress, detoxify, and literally help you let stuff go. Are you ready? Here we go. Number 1. Our first pose that we're going to do today is called a forward fold. And forward folds are great because they are good for only detoxifying any toxins that reside in our body. It helps stretch your hamstrings and your spine out. And it also does a great flush of your liver, spleen, and kidneys. So to get into the forward fold position, you want to stand on your mat with your feet a little bit, just about hip width distance apart. You want to plant your feet into the ground, and if you notice, my body will start to naturally elongate. The spine's elongated. And once you've reached this point, you simply hinge at your hips, pull that belly button into your spine, and just hinge it forward. And you'll gradually feel the stretch take place in your body. And when you hit your fold, you can simply just stand there, fold it over, move your body from side to side, gently moving it to increase mobility and flexibility, or just simply hang tight in ragdoll, maybe grab hold of your elbows and just sink into the pose. You should feel the full weight of your body balanced within your feet, your belly button pushed into your spine, and simply breathe. And to come out of that pose, just gently release your arms wherever they may be, and slowly roll up, one vertebrae at a time. The second pose I would like to introduce you to today for your own self-care and self-love routine is, this is absolutely one of my favorites, child's pose. I mean, the pose says it all. Child's pose is a restorative pose in which it aims to relieve tension in your neck, in your hips, and your back by elongating your body, or the top half of your body along the mat. It also helps calm the mind and relieves any stress you might be feeling in your body. And it's truly restorative. We say this in yoga a lot. For any time that you need to take a break, just hit child's pose to help your body reset, settle down a little bit, and join the practice when you're ready. So to get into child's pose, I like to do it with my knees as wide as my mat and my big toes touching. Then I lead with my hips right back towards the heels of my feet and gently guide my body down. So my feet are pointed, my big toes are together, my arms are elongating forward all the way down to where it's comfortable until your head either touches the mat or is lying just above it. And you'll feel just enough of a stretch in your head, neck, and shoulders to know when you're right in what the right position is right for you in the pose. And just hold there. The key is here is make sure your butt is as close to the heels of your feet. Don't push your hips forward, push them back. And when you're ready to release that pose, use your arms to gently raise your body up off the mat. Come up into a seated position. And that is child's pose. And before we go into our third pose today, I'd like to introduce to you my little sidekick here. This is my dog, my cute pup Adele. She's very sweet. She loves to hang out with me all the time. So you might have seen her in some of my posts, and here she is making her live debut. Hey baby girl, you're so good. Okay, and the final pose I have for you today is bridge pose. And this pose I'm going to do in a supported format just because I have found with myself and as well as with some of my other clients, once you do it supported, you can really feel the difference in your body as to how much your body unwinds and your muscle relaxes into the pose. And that is the key for any poses, for anything that we do. You want to be able to identify the state and the time in which you can feel your body changing the states. It means it's releasing energetic energy, you know, any negative energy, anything that's living in our cells to detoxify and simply let it go. So supported bridge pose is one of my favorite poses that I do, another one. And what it does, it releases headaches. It promotes deep relaxation in your system. It is like a forward fold, a mini inversion. It helps reduce stress and actually slow down the nervous system. So it reduces the fight or flight response in your body. It also helps improves digestion. It relieves any anxiety, depression, overwhelm, or irritability one might feel in the body. And it, for the body part itself, it actually helps alleviate some of that lower back ache that we may feel along our hip and waistline here. And by sitting in this pose, either supported or not, you're actually alleviating the heaviness you would feel in your abdomen area, in your hips or your pelvis, often where a lot of trauma is stored. So for this pose, you can either use a prop or not. I particularly, because I like to stay in this one for a very long time, I will either have a bolster or a block nearby, and I'll show you why. I'm going to use this to actually support myself while I'm in the pose, so I can really breathe deeply and just melt into the pose and let everything go. So to get into supported bridge pose, you first want to lay down on your mat. Just lay down on your mat with your knees facing the ceiling. Keep your prop right nearby. You want your heels close to your hips as possible. Your arms right down by your sides with your hands palms down, fingers pointing down towards your heels. Now the lift in this pose is from the thighs, not from the glutes. So as you lift, you're going to press your feet, your toe mounds into the floor, and you lift with your upper thighs into the pose. And you see we make a bridge. And it's often at this point where people will, oftentimes in class, where they'll have you clasp your hands under your bridge to support you. But what I actually do is I take a block, bolster, towel, blanket, whatever, and simply put it in a comfortable position right under my lower back. So my lower back is literally resting on the prop. I'm still in the inversion. My legs are not working that hard anymore, but you can feel the weight of your body literally melt into the prop that's under you, that's supporting you. And I recommend this because you can actually sit here for quite a bit of time, and it's another great restorative pose. So then simply make sure your heels are comfortable, your feet are firmly placed down on the floor or the mat, and simply breathe. You might find it a little bit difficult to find your breath, but I promise you, just keep breathing deeply. Inhale, deep into your belly. Slowly exhale. And you can hold it here for as long as you like. And to come out of the pose, simply use your feet to raise your hips up slightly. Push that prop over to the side. Gently lower your body down one vertebrae at a time using your spine. And for this point, you can either bring the bottoms of your feet together and take a rest in another pose called Supta Baddha Konasana or butterfly pose. And use your core or your arms to simply move your legs together and gently bring yourself back up into seated. So I hope you found these poses helpful today, and I love doing stuff like this. I do multiple of these poses and yoga throughout my day just to do a lot of self-care on my body, detoxify and make my body strong with, you know, so in some instances, little or no effort, but it is the best exercise you can give your body because it helps in so many ways, not only with your physical strength, but with your mental and emotional strength as well. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Until next time, I'm Jackie. Have a great day. Thanks.